Hey guys, it's Jessica Welman with Play USA, and if you haven't heard, you can bet on the Oscars this year. If you're a movie buff like me, this is a super exciting opportunity, but it might be a little intimidating too. If you're not used to betting, but you do know movies, we've got this tutorial to help you figure out exactly what you need to know to place your bets and hopefully make some money on Oscars night. First, I would take a look at our Play USA Oscars betting guide. In here, we tell you everything you need to know about the Oscars. Where you can bet, what the odds are, percentages on what kind of awards predict who's going to win Best Picture, and of course, when to watch. But the best part is we have the updated odds at all times for the 6 major categories. So let's take a look at Best Picture. All of these bets are what are called money line bets. So you want to think of it as, if there's a minus sign in front of it, what you have to bet in order to win $100. So let's take a look at Roma. At DraftKings, it's minus 400, which means if you want to win $100, you have to bet $400, which is a lot of money to put down for a fairly small profit, right? But let's take a look at something with a plus in front of it. These numbers are what you win when you bet $100. So let's take a look at the favorite. If you were to bet $100 on the favorite and it ends up winning, you could win $1,000. There's pluses and minuses to betting the favorites and the long shots when it comes to the Oscars. I think we all know there are certain categories, I'm looking at you, Best Song, where we know exactly what's going to happen. The problem is that sportsbooks tend to know that too. So with the case of Best Song, most of the odds have it at minus 5,000. I'm going to tell you this right now. No sportsbook is going to let you bet $5,000 on Best Song to win $100 in the first place, because most of these books are going to take relatively small bets on the action. But you also don't necessarily want to risk that much money for that little return, even if we know it's all but certain that it's going to happen. So let's take a look now at where you can bet the Oscars. We have some sites where we think there are the best values for you guys at home, so let's take a look starting with DraftKings. All right, so here we have DraftKings Oscar offerings, and you might be wondering why there's only one category. Yes, DraftKings is only offering Best Picture, but they will be possibly doing something pretty cool with Best Picture before Oscar night that you should keep checking in on it, because these numbers may not necessarily be the same in a few days. But looking at these, they have the 8 movies that are nominated for Best Picture, and you see Roma's at minus 400, and the long shot Vice is at 5,000. What you're going to notice is that you can kind of shop around on these lines. They are very divergent across the sites. So some of these places are going to have Vice at 10,000 versus Vice at 5,000. If you really believe Dick Cheney has the heart of Academy voters, you want to find that spot with plus 10,000 to take advantage of the better odds. All right, FanDuel, you see, has Vice at plus 10,000, for example, and Roma is not as good a deal. It's at minus 340, which means, unlike DraftKings, you have to put 340 down to win 100 instead of just 300 to win 100. But you also see that when it comes to these longer shots like Black Panther, BlacKkKlansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, and A Star is Born, you get a little more bang for your buck in terms of if you hit on one of these unlikely winners. All right, moving on to BetStars New Jersey. Their Best Picture odds probably look a little funky to you. I'm going to do my best to explain these fractions, but you can always just look up an odds calculator online and you're able to plug them in and make sure you have the numbers right. Or, going back to our Play USA, you can look on our site where we have changed them to moneyline numbers for those of you who don't feel like doing too much math. All right, so in this one, Roma at 1 and 3 is minus 300. Green Book is the next one at plus 375. And then this is where it gets a lot easier. 11 to 1 is the same as plus 1100. 22 to 1 is the same as plus 2200, and so on. And so for Vice, the long shot, they have plus 8,000. Finally, we have Caesars, who actually just got started. They started a little late with their Oscars picks, and for their Best Picture, you see it's about the same as everyone else. Roma minus 300, going up to as high as plus 5,000 for Vice. If you're looking for other categories, as we mentioned, DraftKings only has the one, but Both Caesars and BetStars have what we call the Big Six, which are Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress. Unless you're really into movies, that would be me, you probably aren't going to bet much more than these Big Six categories, so they serve your needs pretty well. If you do want a bigger experience, FanDuel has, I think it is 16 different categories you can choose from, including Best Visual Effects, Best Song, Best Animated Feature. So if you are a film buff, I would say FanDuel is the place to go. There's a benefit to all of these, though, which is that we at PlayUSA can give you a great sign-up bonus so that you can make some of these bets knowing that they're going to be basically free. At DraftKings and at FanDuel, you both can get up to $500 as a free bet. At BetStars, there's $500 in free bets to spread around. And at Caesars, the cool part is you may not get $500, but you don't have to sign up and deposit. You can just sign up and get $10 to put on a long shot and maybe turn your $10 bet on Vice into a $1,000 payout. All right, I think that covers the gist of what you need to know, but I would just bookmark this PlayUSA Oscars odds page and check back in and be sure to shop around and take advantage of the bonuses so that you get the most bang for your Oscars buck.